Alright guys, war number 10, season 31. We got 15 more fights for you. 2 accounts, path 9, path 5. It's actually, this group is running unstoppable armor, and that is actually going to cause us a little bit of trouble later on, and we will get there. But for now, path 9, Kingpin, taking care of business. This is Emma Frost, but it's unduped, so I had to remember that I can't. It's not inverted control, so I didn't. I made sure I remembered. I am running Hood Synergy because I wanted to make sure I get the extra Purify. Again, nothing too crazy here with Professor X. And also, again, if you're new to the channel, 2 accounts, 1 battle group. I am boosted, and I do have to speed up the fights because I want to try and fit in as many as I can in a reasonable amount of time. So we go ahead in here. We got rid of his falter there for a second earlier, and really no problem here on section 1 for Kingpin. And then we actually had the mini already for section 2 on the right hand side. Now this was a weird one. Window of Opportunity stun is supposed to be able to go into cooldown, but if you look on the top right, it's got 2 Window of Opportunity stuns, and the timer's going down with that 2 there, which kind of threw me off. And then as soon as that timer goes down, it's supposed to be gray, and I'm supposed to be able to go in and throw heavy, but the red timer is still there, while the gray one, 2 over to the left, is resetting, and now we're back to 2. So normally I'm able to get a heavy, like a parry heavy or just a parry if I want to in this fight. Instead, I just go ahead and play this one stun immune because I was just nervous that I was going to screw up there. I do take a heavy to the face there. Now, I can, even on Window of Opportunity stun, there is a chance for Kingpin to shrug off the reflected stun, but I did not want to take that chance, especially with the potential disorient on the block, which, again, he has a chance to get rid of, but sometimes does not. So I just played it stun immune, so I have no idea why that happened, if it was just a visual glitch that second Window of Opportunity stun timer stayed there, but that one just made me a little nervous, but we got through it, no problem. Now let's go back onto Path 5, Section 1. We got our friend Magneto, not banned, back on the team here against Nova, which we screwed up in our last war. So happy to get a regular Nova fight in. This is just ebb and flow, knockdown. But again, Magneto, because it's hashtag metal, he almost shuts down the node altogether. So even if I do knock him down, I don't necessarily get the window of I don't necessarily get the ebb and flow knockdown Fury. But it's fine. We're back into normal baiting his special 1, which we do all the time. And this time we don't screw it up. We get the full dex. Just build up to a special 3. Why not? Drop a special 3 on him. Look at that nice yellow bar we have going for us. And we don't even lose a tiny little bit of health. Nothing. Full yellow bar. Then Magneto will work perfectly for Elsa because we want a mutant for Elsa. I think she did get the Purify there for a second on the shrug, but we're doing okay. And I'm again super comfortable evading Elsa's special 1 and countering in. Really not too worried about it at all. Let her throw that heavy, attack back in afterwards. Really not a problem. I just don't want to deal with her special 2. No reason to take extra damage. Plus I'm planning on using this Magneto for a few more fights. So I do want to keep my health up as much as possible and not waste too many items. Big special 2 fight is done. Next, we didn't take the minis in section 1. They were already taken, which is fantastic. We're going to go in and we're going to take this Namor here on Ebb and Flow Intercept on Path 5 in Section 2. I decided to go in with the Guillotine 2099. I figured I could go get a charge, and I had a fight lined up for her later in the boss circle. We actually get the left side of the boss circle in this war as well. So we get some fights that we haven't done in a really long time. But we got to bring in some, and we got to bring in, I think, we brought in a Void on this team with Magneto, Guillotine, and Void. And then Void, I think, is like the 17th different attacker I've used in like 10 wars this season between the two accounts. So definitely mixing up the attackers based on what I see on the map. So a lot of fun to actually bring in different attackers and mix it up a little bit. So pretty happy with that. So this Namor here, I'm pretty comfortable also evading his specials. And you know what? Even though you can be comfortable evading specials, we'll see later on, that is not always the case. That you're going to get what that you're going to be able to evade it all the time. But we're doing pretty well here. We just, you know what I want to do with Guillotine 2099. We're going to wait for that magic 5%. Again, I am trying to get those intercepts in there. I do get another one in there, right? And so that I can get him down to the magic 5% number. Drop a special 3. There we go. It's below 5%. Drop a special 3. Get the 100 combo for the next time I want to use Guillotine 2099. All right, next one here, we got Thor Ragnarok on, again, Ebb and Flow Intercept. Haven't had this one here in a while, but we got Magneto, so we can intercept him no problem. We don't have to worry about auto block. That's why he gets put here, because if you intercept Thor Ragnarok, normally you have a chance to get auto blocked if you don't have the right counter. So you can see Magneto's just putting in a ton of work here. I do boost up for most of these fights. I actually think I might not have for maybe this one, but most of the time I'm boosted up for these fights. I just don't want to risk anything. So there we go. Bait that special 2. We'll drop our own. Quick fight. Down goes Thor Rags. Now, section 2. My choices here. I got Hazard, Shift, Shock, and Bleed. So I did this fight in the off season, and I knew I could do it. So I go in with, I didn't want to go in with Iceman, who I needed for a different fight. And I didn't really want to, I could have maybe brought in, I make one mistake here. I attack in when he has that Unstoppable. I did have an invulnerability boost. I do take a special 2 to the face. So that's a bad mistake on me, but I knew that I wasn't going to be able to get him out of his charges, that I was just going to keep ramping up his red charges there on the right-hand side every time I purify one of the debuffs, but I knew I could outdamage him because I'd done this fight in the off-season, so I wasn't too concerned. I didn't think that I would have a good time with this one on Iceman, and I didn't really want to bring Warlock on the team. I wanted to stick with the synergy for Kingpin here. And I knew I could do that fight. I knew it wasn't the cleanest, but I got through it. And again, we're just going to heal up a few potions on Kingpin. We have plenty. And we're going to take down this Magneto. Of course, I had the invulnerability boost on, but that's still no excuse. I don't know why I attacked in there after his heavy attack. We know better. We've done so many boss solos against Magneto. So just a small error there, but it doesn't matter. We're going to get our healing back from Kingpin. We get back into our normal fight here. We can parry on this fight. It's really just Hazard, Shift, Shock, and Bleed. Unfortunately, there we do take a special 1. We don't get the full evade. I don't know what was going on there, but back to a full evade. No problem with that fight. Wasn't the cleanest. I didn't really need Kingpin for any other fights this war, so once I got through those 2, I was totally fine. Actually, no, I needed him for one more because I wasn't going to take this fight, and then I decided to take it anyways. Unstoppable armor was active here, so every few seconds, or every 10 seconds, I think it is, there's a 30% chance that the opponent, if they're part of the Unstoppable armor tag, then they're gonna get the Unstoppable buff. And so I don't have a slow champion to get around it, and this one here is Vigorous Assault and Indomitable. So when Angela has her healing, she's also unblockable. So she's unblockable. She's proccing the Unstoppables every so often, and I can only do 1% attack per hit. Unfortunately, I take a combo there. Once I get into, and then again, you can see right there, I messed up on the timing of that Unstoppable. But now we kind of, put put on, get the A game going, and now we're just going to time it all out and see, okay, we're going to back off with that unstoppable. We'll grab a nice intercept, get a special 1 going. We're healing from our rage stacks. We're healing from the armor break that she's putting on us. So let's see how much health we can gain back on this one. And again, I don't need Kingpin for any other fights. There we get really nice timing. So the unstoppable disappeared just as her special 1 was finishing. And so every time that timer on the far left of her, under her, goes, I'm not sure if I can attack in yet until I see whether or not the unstoppable has triggered. So there we go, the unstoppable triggers again. And again, there goes the unstoppable. Now, I think there's also a mastery that might have messed me up later on, which is Unfazed. Unfazed is a mastery that you rarely see, but it's, I believe, when you do an evade, there's then a chance on like the next critical hit for the opponent to proc an unstoppable, and it doesn't affect me here, but it is going to affect me, I think, on a different on the CGR fight. But here we go, hazard shift, incinerate, poison. We bring in Iceman, who's immune, double immune to both. He's actually triple immune, bleed as well. So we go in against this Nick Fury. It's just a stun immune Nick Fury fight at this point. I don't have to worry about anything else other than, managing his tactical charges. I'm going to try and obviously build him to a special 2. I don't really want to deal with special 1, so I'll try and bait heavy attacks and push him to special 2 as much as possible. Now we can get some nice damage off of our cold snaps. I'm not really great at intercepting his heavy with my heavy. That wasn't really in my game plan coming into this fight. Probably would have made it a little faster if I could detonate some of my frostbite charges. But either way, they detonate on their own. Still get some extra damage from them. So again, we bait another heavy attack, pushing him to special 2 as much as possible. See if he'll actually throw it. Thank you very much. There, we're able to dex the last little bit of the special 2. We actually get parried there, but because I had the ice armor up, instead of actually getting parried, I just lost the ice armor. So that was a clutch move from Iceman, saving me there from taking a combo to the face. Now we just want to get him down into his second phase. So a little bit of a long fight, but pretty clean overall. Now he's just, we just want to push him to that special 2. Keep him going. I believe in that second phase I have to be careful a bit more of his tactical charges, because if he throws that special 1, they're going to be, the charges don't really fall off in the second phase here. So he's at like 11 charges. Now I've pushed him. Now he's unblockable. But I've got 4 of those frostbite charges. Those are going to come into play a little bit. Not really. I get the attack in, and he's done. Okay, now I decided to go with Guillotine 2099 because this node has Rage, where you're capped at the amount of damage you can do. I wasn't 100% confident that Magneto was going to bypass Rage altogether, because I haven't done this fight in a very long time, because I have been sticking to the right side. But from the start of this fight, even though I'm going to throw a few special 1s, and they're going to trigger this one, the first one doesn't trigger Rage, but again, this is an unstoppable armor opponent, so I have to be careful of that timer, and when I see the timer get to the end, I have to back off and make sure he doesn't get his unstoppable armor. Now, he gets some blockable special 1s. You can see I've done the full evade. I've fought CGR a million times. I'm super comfortable with evading his special 1 all the time. But what's going to happen is near the end, I'm focused on that timer. So I can see that unstoppable goes away, and I can go ahead in here and throw another special 1. But I think what happened is I get an evade, and he's going to trigger this. Right now, he did not trigger the unstoppable armor, but he triggered it right there before the timer hit in, threw a special 1. I go for my evade, and I can't recover from the incinerate damage. Now, I think it's that unstoppable was from the unfazed mastery, not the node itself. and that was a little frustrating for me. I thought I still could have gotten the full evade there. Even with the invulnerability boost, the incinerates just melted me down, plus the armor breaks, and I think it just reversed my healing when my healing kicked in, and I had no chance of surviving that damage. So 1 death again. I think that's our 8th of the season, which again, when you're doing like 170 fights, 8 deaths is not too bad. But every death kind of sucks. But it's not the end of the world. Here we got a Peni Parker. I believe this one's just like this one actually, Magneto completely bypasses the conflictor node, which is really, really nice. I can just go in and parry heavy the entire time. Normally, conflictor's gonna go ahead and get rid of that debuff and give power. Instead, we're fine. I did get a little bit saved by my invulnerability boost there. And at this point, once I see she's got off that special one, I don't want to get power burn too much, because I still can. But I don't want to get power burn too much, so I'm going to go ahead, hit into the block, remove the sync shield. I got to go hit into the block again. Okay, sync shield is down. I can go ahead and parry heavy without the risk of getting any power burn on me. So I'm going to try and still build up to a special 3 if we can. There, we get the special 3. Now, I can see the sync shield is, even though it came back, I figure I have no problem. I'm going to drop the special 3 here. 1, 2, and done. Don't have to worry about any power burn from that. And here is a, I brought Void for the Sorcerer Supreme. I was actually thinking about bringing Doc Ock, but I think he was on defense on my second account. I only have him available for offense on my main account. But Void, haven't brought him in a while, so we're going to bring him in here and get the job done against Sorcerer Supreme on this aspect evolution and enhanced special 2. We'll just keep pushing her to special 2s as much as we can. Get those intimidating debuffs on her. Don't have to really worry about the power gain. We've got those petrifies on. We're looking pretty good here. I'm not great at evading her special 1, but we evade the last part there. I wasn't really... Void's pretty tanky, has a nice big health pool there. So, pretty fun to actually get to do this fight. Haven't done it in multiple seasons. I don't think I've done the left side of the boss circle. So this was nice to actually come in, especially this season. We haven't done these fights at all this season. So 10 wars in, we're finally going to go do the left side of the boss circle here. We did get what is it, 5 out of the 7 boss circle fights, because we got a boss here. We got Magneto taking on Doom. I've done this fight in the past, and I think I timed out one time because trying to build to a special 3, and I'm not really great at baiting his heavy and countering with mine, so I can't really build up those prowess charges. But so my goal here was just going to spam special 1s the entire time. I know it's a little boring, but it got the job done, and it's my 10th boss solo in a row this season. That is it for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed. We'll let the music play out, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks, guys. Bye.